Welcome to another episode of The Lively Charts with me, Terminator Lively, a show where we get to sit down with our friends, explore their lives with the hopes that you can also get to learn something, or maybe nawe uzakhe njengomntu. Sabe sihleli namhlanje ke nelinye iqabazana Kaylee McQween. She's no stranger to your eyes because she's always right there. YouTube sensational, she does makeup and everything beauty about her. She has a beautiful voice, she's a singer, and of course she's my friend. Kwalapha enkqubeni ke we're going to be joined by Uzi with Mirror Moments with Z Apple azothini asixelele babamba singaphefumula sithini na kwezinto esizikela nazo ebomini bethu. I'm so excited, but this one's going to be lively. Finally, she's here, Kaylee McQween.
Yes, honey! I am so excited to be here.
I'm actually nervous on my own show to have you. Because firstly, you've already bullied me.
True.
Like, everybody knows that I sit that side. You already demanded. I've never had drinks on set, but because it's you, everything just had to go your way.
On that note,
Cheers to your beautiful life.
it's so good to see you again, my friend.
Likewise, it's been a moment.
What happened? Unglashi?
Life happens, we grow up, man. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for calling me to this show.
And thank you for being late and as usual.
You had
And
to
thank you for
mention that.
dragging this invitation because it's been pending.
I'm sorry, my friend. I'm sorry. I'm here now. I'm here now. So
Are you good? Are you in good spirits?
bring it. I'm in good spirit. Let me tell you. I can say it's one-on-one. I'm in good spirit. At the same time, I'm not, because it might seem like a bad thing to say, but ever since lockdown started, I've been more focused than I have been in the last 6 years, because I was doing so many things at the same time. You know, I'm into music, I do nails, I do makeup.
Talk about nails.
Nails. Nails.
Yes.
Nails. So I do makeup and all these things, and on top of that, I'm trying to venture into the beauty business. You know, I'm trying to get my eyelash line off the ground. I'm trying to do so many things at the same time, and that felt so overwhelming. Like I was at a standstill. I was stagnant for the longest time in my life. I'm thinking, what's going on? What am I doing wrong? And then I realized you're doing too much at the same time, because when one doesn't work out, you jump to the next one, and another one doesn't work out, you jump to the next one, and everything doesn't work out, and I'm left depressed and sad again. But the upside of it, lockdown started, I lost weight. You know, school.
Well done.
I'm 23 kgs down, 10 more to go, honey. Okay.
Okay, don't disappear now. Like,
I'm not gonna disappear. I'm really big. I'm really big. Just because I'm told, people already think that you know, I look okay. But when the scale says you're overweight, honey, you're overweight. There's no way around it. And I was just tired of being overweight and not fitting into the clothes that I want to fit into. And I'm a nudist. I like to wear as minimal clothing as possible.
I was about to get there because you've always embraced being the big girl, Niger girl.
My cousins call me Niger girl. Y'all need to stop.
So,
Okay?
now, what's gonna happen? Like,
No, yeah, I know that I have had a very busy social life. I've been and I'm very open about it. You guys know, you guys know that I've been rocking with foreign men for the longest time, and it's okay. I don't mind.
Yeah?
I had fun, but you know what? There comes a time in life where you're like, there's only so much a man can provide, and you need to wake up, honey, and go get what's yours. Secure the bag the best way you can. Oh, before that, I didn't say another the upside of why my life is the way it is. My mom is sick.
Oh.
She has been diagnosed with cancer, and it's it's a pretty tough time to have to experience the strongest woman you've known your whole life suffering, in pain, crying, and knowing that there's absolutely nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And but because we are 100% favored by God, we do what we can.
Amen.
We pray every single day, and we just hope for the best. And our faith, I feel like it will drive us. So right now, my life is kind of yin and yang. It's so many things in a ball, and it's all just waiting to be unraveled. And hopefully, it just does not go in a way that we don't want it to go. Because I must tell you, it's very difficult.
You've mentioned something about a very busy social life, and we all know what that means. Well, maybe people do not know. You've had your good times of rolling with the foreign men, as you would put them, and you've never been home, and you've left school. And how is that life for you? It looked good on the outside, but how is that life for you?
People, you know what? When you carry something well, it looks easy. And that's me. I'm the definition of carrying something well. I'm the definition of fake it till you make it. Bling it till you make it. Faith it till you make it. I'm a true believer of that. Because just because I cannot afford something or I cannot afford to go anywhere does not mean that it's going to stop me from actually living my life. People need to understand and realize that this is life, right? Absolutely. And what you give into it is what you get. And I was in a space in my life where I dropped out of school. I was so young. I dropped out of school when I was 19. No, I was 18. Dropped out of school, and I didn't drop out of school because I was failing or anything. I mean, because I was
not performing well
or anything. It was just so many things at the same time, and my mom was like, babes, you're not going back to school, because my first semester, my first year, I did it quite well. The second one is the one that literally ate me up because I was experiencing so many personal issues to a point where I did not go to school any longer. So my mom was like, Sissy, I'm not going to be able to pay extra modules, whatever. You go look for a job. I am fresh out of university, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm crying. How am I not going to go back to school? So it's fine. I looked for a job. I got a job in Santon. That's when again.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
You were a receptionist.
I was a receptionist and a switchboard operator, and then when I left that job, I went to another recruitment agency where I was a researcher for sales and marketing. And this is where life began.
Life basically means,
and this is where
the nightlife of Santon found you.
Not even the nightlife, honestly. It's where I found myself, where I truly had to build that thing of strength, because I was alone most of the time. And I forgot to mention one thing. My mom and I, we were never close. We struggled to
connect.
Yeah, to connect. We bump heads a lot, but at the end of the day, she's still my mom, and I get mad at her. So I get legit angry. We get into fights, So anytime I had a problem, I didn't call her. I wasn't gonna call her. I was like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna call her because she's probably gonna tell me things that I don't want to hear, So that was the issue. I was by myself most of the time, and I was meeting people who were not good for me at the time. Now that I'm older, I see that these people were not even close to good. They did not contribute any goodness in my life. They just took and took and took until I was left dry, and there's no one to water you there. I had to water myself, guide myself, pick myself up,
I met you when you were building the brand Kaylee, and
yes.
I kind of believed in your brand, and there's very few people who believed in it because obviously we were in varsity at that time. So here's this girl who doesn't work, who's not at school, but always around us, balling.
Always with Nigerian boys.
Always with Nigerian boys. We were your cousins, we were your everything, we were your boyfriends to make people jealous.
You were my everything.
But at that time, Kaylee, you were all over the place.
Yeah.
And I've asked you, how did that make you feel? I feel like, how did it make you feel to know that you've given yourself so much to people that you were not supposed to?
It made me feel terrible, honestly. I would hang out with you guys. I would spend money on you guys.
I also spend money on your page. But yeah.
We can let that contents do their thing. But you know, I spent money on my friends because I was so lost, Snetemba, and nobody understood how lost I was.
Did you ever feel like you had the need to buy friendships? Because a lot of the people that I've met you through, they were just there for your money.
Yes, I feel like I had to contribute something to the friendship in order for me to be accepted, in order for me to be liked, in order for me to be appreciated. And it was the saddest thing ever. It was the saddest thing ever because when it came time for them to do me what I did for them, they were not there. For example, my birthday. I'm freaking Kaylee McQueen. People know me. And as I think that people know me, I do a birthday party in Sandton Sky. I invite about 20 people.
I was in there. Torture.
Spicy. Very spicy. And as I invited these people, funny enough, they RSVP'd. And on the day of my birthday, no one but 2 people showed up out of that 20. And I was left on a long table in Sandton Sky, waiting for other people. I was so embarrassed that the manager was like, sweetie, don't feel embarrassed.
These things do happen.
I don't want more. I give you but whatever happened. And a guy moved me into a conference room where I think there's this other guy that I was seeing at the time, and then he came with his friends and literally made my birthday a ball. I was so disappointed. That's also the time where I lost, the person is not dead, but my best friend dumped me for no reason. Till today, I want to know why you dumped me.
Back here.
Yeah.
I met you. You were a slay queen, and you've owned that, being a slay queen. But life happened, accelerated, even went on international trips. But there's a point in life where you said, enough is enough. And you met a South African man. Bitch down, fell pregnant. Take us through that.
Yes, I was, let me tell you, when I met this man, I was at the down, I don't know what it means, I was groveling, that's the word. I was on the floor, people don't know this because I will never, no matter how, broke or angry or sad I am, I will not let it out for people to see. I will still come up like Kaylee and looking cute, looking good, and just keep it to myself and do what I have to do to make myself feel okay.
I think that's something that we all do. It's a coping mechanism.
Yeah, at the time, this guy, I met him and, Nigerian men were showing me dust.
Chineke.
They showed me flames. I was dribbled left, right, and center. Maradona, Suarez, you call them all in one mix.
You fell. So basically, you would say that you fell from your glory and you met this man. And
I met this man, and he was the sweetest person ever. I felt like he was an angel. God was.
Do you think that's the first time you actually can say you've actually experienced love from that relationship, because you were not there for money or for anything?
No. My first love was my Nigerian boyfriend that I was with for 2 years. I've never loved a man like I loved him till today. Might feel wrong to say, but I loved my man. I just feel like it's weird to say my South African man or my Nigerian man or my Italian man is my man. Whether they come from South Africa, they come from the dirt, whatever, he's a man. So I met him and he helped me, to come back to who I am. And he was so patient with me. I was so angry at everybody, angry at friends, angry at myself, angry at my mom for how my life was going. And I'm thinking, what is it that I'm doing wrong? I try my best to be a good person. I try my best to do good for myself and for other people. I'm very considerate and selfless. So I couldn't understand why so many things are happening. And then this guy was just there, and I fell pregnant with my daughter. And
you lost the baby.
And I lost the baby.
How is that?
7 months in, I lost the baby. It was through, I lost her via imminent eclampsia. There's pre-eclampsia that I'm sure everybody knows by now.
Okay, I don't.
Mine was pre-eclampsia, the swelling of the feet, the hands, and all that.
Okay.
So mine was imminent. And I remember I just left your boyfriend's house. I just left my friend at the time, and he went to work. I needed to go home because the
disclaimer, Anjoli Angnamuntu. Yeah.
Okay, I am Manji, guys.
I hate you for this.
So I left my house, and the whole morning my baby wasn't kicking, and this happened. I blame myself a lot for my daughter's death, because when I was having an argument with a cousin of mine over a baby shower, and my cousin was like, I want to bring someone over, and this someone we don't like, the whole family doesn't like. And I argued with her, why would you bring energy that I don't want to my baby shower? I'm asking you nicely as my cousin, don't bring that girl to my baby shower. And she's like, nah, I'm gonna bring her. And then I got so angry, and then my high blood pressure peaked. And immediately my baby could not deal with that, because she didn't kick a whole day. And she's active. She woke me up at 5 a.m. every morning. Kicks. I would know it's out. She's busy. She's ready for the day. It's time now. So that whole day, like, she's not kicking nothing. And I'm like, I knew something was wrong. I had to go home. I go home. I'm swelled up. My eye is swelled. My feet are swelled. My fingers are swelled to a point where I couldn't even fold. I was just swelled, and I couldn't understand. And the next morning, I tell my mom, like, Mom, I need to go to the hospital. I don't know what's going on. I think something's wrong with the baby. Get to the hospital, and they start checking for sonar. They ask me what happened. I tell them, and like, why did you wait for a day? And I'm like, this is not the time for you to be asking me why. Check my baby. That's it. And as they checked, there was no heartbeat, and my heart sank. At the time, my heart sank. I have never experienced so much pain in my entire life. Yes, I've lost a brother, I've lost a sister. Losing my daughter, I thought I knew loss, and I thought I felt loss until I lost my daughter, because
it's always different.
It's always different. Like, death hits people differently. You think you've got this, like, yeah, it's sharp or no, but some things like this happen, and then there's nothing you can do. And I remember crying. I think the whole hospital heard me. I was in tears, and the doctor kept begging me to calm down, because I could get a stroke from the imminent eclampsia, my heart. There were just so many things going on. And the most painful part about it is that they had to induce me for the baby to come. I had to give birth to her. They couldn't do a C-section because I was also diagnosed with thrombocytosis. It's a blood disorder, so if they cut me, I might lose way too much blood than the usual. So that was not an option. After that, they tried to induce me. A whole 7 days, my baby sitting in my stomach, dead. And I could not do anything about it. And they tell me, the more this baby isn't here, the more your life is in danger. And I did not know what to do. On top of that, I'm in a ward of maternity. Babies crying. It was torment. Oh my gosh, I'm getting goosebumps. It was...
I need a break. Like, I just feel like I wish I could say we're going to an advert, because, okay.
That's okay.
I need to hold myself together. How did you come out of that? Like, it's...
And you know what? I think it's because I have experience in loss, that it was a little bit easier for me. Although the first few weeks it was really hard. You know, I cried every day. I cried myself to sleep, and I don't know what was wrong. Every time I went to sleep, I would wake up in a pool of sweat. I have no idea what that was about, whether it was stress. I would just be shivering, shaking. I was a mess. And then, you know, I realized that, okay, Gahi, it's fine. She's gone. Her name was Atara. It means queen. No, crown, actually. You know, and crowns represent royalty, queendom, kingdom, you know, because that's my daughter. She was so pretty. I gave birth to her on the 24th of August. And yeah, that was it. I think I dealt with it because of the support system.
Yeah, also, like, there's a lot of positivity that came in that relationship and your pregnancy, and where you had to restructure yourself and rebrand yourself, and you went back to school. You started pursuing a music career. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so after all that torment and busyness in my life, sorry, excuse me, I realized that, you know what, Gachi? I never knew what they meant when they said looks fade, baby. They go out the window, and they don't give you a warning.
You'll not always be a slay queen.
You will not always. When they're gone, they're gone. Can I go over my little sister? Have you seen how she's slaying?
She's gorgeous.
Ha! I'm like, wait, when I saw my little sister and how she's growing into a woman, I realized, oh my, no girl. Looks, they fade, and looks are not gonna do anything for you any longer. So it's time to, look, I'm not sitting here to be judged or anything like that, but I did date men and they did give me money. I didn't date them for money, but they did give me money. And I mean, I get no to money, dollars. No, I got the money, and thing is, I did not have the guidance of what to do with that money, because trust, if I had known at the time, I would have probably
you had to fall. You had to fall and lose the title of being a slay queen, and everyone runs away from you. People are starting to say shit about you. You know, you are table discussions. You know, your health was being dragged, and you were that. How's that for you?
Listen, I have been through so much that talking about it right now here with you, I realized that, oh my goodness, I'm a strong person.
Yes, that you are.
I'm a strong person, and I'm so proud of who I am, because not only did people drag me for no reason at all, people who I thought were my friends would make up nasty rumors about me. And I just couldn't believe that people that I trust you with my secrets, I trust you with my life, I trust you with my aura, my energy, and then you're gonna do all that. It was such like I had so many downfalls that I have this thing in my mind. I think my brain, I've already taught my brain how to think positive, snap back, get up. Yeah, you cried now, tomorrow, no crying. What are we doing tomorrow? What are we doing to get our life to have some purpose? I felt so purposeless. Nothing in my life was going. Have you ever felt like everything is so?
We go through that as people. I think you know my mental health struggles, and I go through that. And when you were actively in my life, you used to pick me up like, bitch, get up. I
try to be that for people. I try to be that for people, and when my friends have to do it for me, they find it difficult because I'm not only that, but for me, I have a very strong personality. So my friends never know exactly what to say to pick me up, and I don't think they would, because I'm usually the one who's giving people advice, who's giving my friends advice. If my friend got a new man, girl, where you at? If the man cheated, girl, what's happening? If you want to get, I don't know, your hair done, I'm that girl that I'm always just helping my friends with something, helping my friends get up. If my friends are feeling, I have friends who are bigger than me, and they would feel so down because of how they look, and I'm like, there is no time to feel down about how you look. If you can't do anything about it, sis, accept it, and when you accept it, embrace it. Period. That's it. And don't let people use that against you. So many people wanted to use, oh, you're so fat, against me, or you're so dark, against me, or your skin is this,
so tall.
And I'm like, you know what, I will rise up, and I keep rising. And for the fact that you're trying to find faults in me, it's just, it's just what do you call it? It's just a shift. People always try to shift things so that you don't focus on their flaws. They're trying to focus on yours and bring you down. And for me, honestly, that's not going to put me down. Period. I'm that person.
So having been this girl that has been on the streets in all the Sentin hotels and my apartment, she's one person that will never want to leave my house when she visits me. And
always making noodles and eggs.
Lockdown impacted people differently in so many ways. To some, it would mean being alone, in my case, but to some, it would mean having to be with family that you've never had. How has it affected you?
Like I said from the beginning, it was a blessing in disguise. Because literally I was able to channel everything. I read stuff on meditation, trying to channel my mind into doing something good, because I realized before lockdown I could sit in my house, do absolutely nothing. And I'm here complaining about my weight. I was so big. I'm sure you know this. The last time I saw you, I was so fat, and then I was complaining to myself. Nobody knew that I was complaining, because I would still be like, "Ooh, curvy girls, yeah, thick girls, yeah, thick girls for life." You will never catch me slipping. No, I refused. I was like, no matter how big I am, I will embrace that size. No matter how tiny I am, I will embrace that size, and that's exactly what I did. So lockdown gave me some sort of purpose, gave me direction. I was able to lose weight. I was able to write music. I wrote so much music. Now I just have to, this week, next week actually, I'll be going into studio, doing new music. I have to work on my EP. You know, I was able to, my exam results came in. They're looking fabulous.
And you've launched your online makeup tutorial channel situation.
Yes, and YouTube. I have been dreading. I don't have a camera. I don't have lights. I don't have this. Hey, bon. Life is not waiting for anybody, papa. You better run.
No one owes you anything.
And nobody, like Bonang said, nobody owes you anything. And I always had that perception that my mom is supposed to do this, my man is supposed to do this, my friends are supposed to do this, until I let that out of my head that ain't nobody supposed to do anything or is entitled to do anything for you. Once you get out of that mindset, life goes on. So for me, honestly, lockdown, I started my YouTube channel. But everyone was like, oh, why did you start a YouTube channel? Your makeup is always looking so good. I started it. Where's your support? Why are you not subscribing? But it's okay. I've got my family. I've got you. September is one of my good friends. Like, I admire you so much, my friend.
Thank you.
All the time. And I think I tell you all the time that
do.
I have never seen. Let me tell you guys about September. If I know this is not about September. September, I've never seen, and all my friends can attest to this. We can go out, guys, and come back 5 o'clock in the morning. Boop drunk. September has work the next morning. September does not cease to wake up. September will wake up and go to work and come back like nothing happened. Me, I slept at 5, work starts at 8, forget. Fired! Me, but you do so many things, friend. It's crazy. I know how you do it.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
You went back to school after so many years.
After so many, after how long? I think 9 years.
Why is that? Where is Kaylee going with education and studying business and
Yes, so I'm studying BA Communication Science, and I chose this because I am a good communicator. I know how to converse with people. I know how to speak. I know how to talk, whatever. That's me.
Because I'm here. You're having this chat with me.
No, I'm talking to your people, so they must look me in the eyes. So basically, I chose this particular degree because I know how to communicate, and I wanted to communicate, whether it's through music, whether it's through writing, because I am planning to write a book. Obviously, it's not going to be now. Once I get up there and be on
and famous and
level,
rich, yes, because we will be that, my friend.
Of course, amen, hallelujah. Test that, honey, I receive. Thank you, Jesus. Yes. So yes, I'm on my 3rd year. I should be graduating.
Has it been that long
next year?
since the last time?
Yeah, I should be graduating. I should be graduating next year this time, September, and that would be my biggest accomplishment, because honestly, I have embarrassed my parents for too long. Something good has to come out of something.
Let's toast. Well done.
You know,
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank
Ever
you.
since I've met you, I've been dying. Oh, I didn't take a sip.
Imagine your life. 7 years of that sex.
I wish we could sex like in families. So guys, I wish we could sex. But anyways, I am gonna name be.
An idiot.
Let's go back to it. So okay. I've been asking you to do music because you've got a very beautiful talent, and
please don't ask me to sing.
No, I'm not gonna ask you to
Thank
sing.
you.
Actually, I wanted to. I asked my producer that I'm gonna have Kaylee, can you perform? And he was like, no, this is not a performance show. The purpose of this show is not that. I'm like, oh, okay, sharp, okay, this is so funny.
No problem. There's a lot of those things going on.
So why all of a sudden, like, what made you chase that dream and put your talents out there, and what plans do you have with that talent?
You must remember, I've always had this talent. It's something that I've always wanted to do, but because of the distractions and the, what's the word for it? I don't have the word for what I want to say right now, but mainly because of let's try to parents I'm big now. Anyway, so I came from, you know, a time where I was so confused about a lot of things, and I always thought that, you know, nah, my man is always gonna be there giving me money. All I have to do is just look pretty. Where? I was so naive, I was so gullible, I was so dumb that I felt like I don't have to work hard for anything. And as soon as that mentality went out the window, I realized that the person I want to be is like my mom. I want to be my mom. My mom is independent, she's strong, she's got businesses. We have an athletic club at home. We did catering, she's into transport. I was like, I just looked at my life, I'm like, is this really what you want to do? Is this who you are? This cannot be who you are. This cannot be the purpose that God has set for you. You have a greater purpose than what you're doing now. You're wasting talent, you're wasting time, you're wasting life. So you need to charge up. And I charged up and I said, you know what? No more taking bull from anyone. No more taking anything at all from anyone.
Ownership of your own life.
I had to take ownership of my mistakes first. I had to forgive myself. After forgiving myself, I had to see what is it that I can do with my talent? How can I bring that alive? It's time now. You know when you have that kind of like bell just click in your head and be like, ding, oh, Gahi, it's time. And when I remember I was praying and I was crying and I'm like, so I have all the qualities to be who I want to be. Why isn't it happening? Release me, help me, because I don't know what to do and I can't do it alone.
That's the most important time where you become so vulnerable to self and allow yourself to feel the things that you feel. I think I go through that seasonally where
it's a seasonal
it's a seasonal thing. I was actually having this conversation with one of my friends earlier on. She's like to me, have you ever realized that this is how I feel? And I'm like, actually I can relate to that because I know that at this time I'm happy, whether it's a beginning of a relationship maybe, but this time I was happy. And when I thought about it, I'm like, the universe and the stars, you know,
you want them to align with you.
And then at that time maybe it's just something but I want you to talk to that 17-year-old girl that left the dusty streets of Mabopane to go build a life in Northwest University and came back without that. And you can look at that girl because she's there watching and tell her the things that you regret and the things that you are happy about with the mistakes that you have made.
Yeah.
There she is.
Hello, okay, good thing. But you know what? 17-year-old girl, 17-year-old me. This is something that I would tell my sister that, you know what? This is something that I didn't listen to my parents about. For so many young girls out there, do not be, you know, consumed by things of this world because they come and they go. And another thing is that in life, yes, we experience, what do you call that? When your friends peer pressure. We experience so many pressure. I was literally swallowed by peer pressure. I did so many things during my life, during my teen years because of peer pressure. Listen, you're not entitled to do anything for anyone. You're not entitled to please anybody but yourself. Once you look at yourself and be like, okay, what do I want to do? Who am I? What do I want to be? Those are the questions you need to ask yourself. Those are the questions that are going to build a foundation for you to grow and be the woman who you want to become. And another thing is that men will waste your time. Tani, don't think as pretty as you are with that Nicki Minaj looking ass and tiny waist that it's going to look like that forever. No, sweetie. It's not. And men change girls like freaking underwear. Well, some people don't wear underwear, I get it, but men change girls. Don't think when you're the one, unless of course you're married or whatever the situation might be. But I was so consumed with being in relationships, and not only relationships, you had to be rich. I mean, even now you still have to but don't ever let that consume you, because if you give someone that much power over you, you become a nobody. You become a shadow of that person, and you don't want to be a shadow. You don't want to be a follower. You want to be a leader. You want to be an alpha like me.
Wow.
So yeah, that's all I can say out there. And another thing, your dreams. Don't ever put your dreams aside for anyone. And you listen, we are not all running races, okay? Some of us are tortoises, some of us are springboks, some of us are your time is coming. My dad always says, in due time, Lebohang, in due time, anything you want, God is going to give you. And my biggest foundation is because I was built on church. I was built on God. That's where my strength comes from. That's where every single thing of every being of me is ridden and driven by God. That's why I've survived this long.
With that reflection, we are now going to be jumping to mirror moments with Z. I feel like this is the perfect time because now we need to just reflect on the episode. A well-lived life of Kaylee McQween.
Thank you.
And mirror moments with Z. Let's find out and get some pills of wisdom. Pearls of wisdom. It's a whole lesson.
It's not our mother tongue.
Oh my God, McQueen. She's got so much energy that I feel alive just from watching her and watching her story. The very interesting thing about her is that she's got a strong mind. She's suffered so much, and yet, however, her mind was well fed. Her mind was well oiled, that she was able to pull herself out of the many situations that she finds that, I cannot even imagine losing a child inside you and still have to give birth to the child who is now gone. That must have been a very difficult thing for her. But I can so relate a lot in her life, having been married for 15 years and had to then, be divorced, have to restructure my life and come up from that. I really can relate to her. So what I would like for us to talk about today is losses, guys. In this life, you are going to lose. It's a given. You will not always win. There will always be losses. And when it comes to losses, how do we overcome losing people? How do we overcome losing businesses? How do we overcome losing in life? Is having a strong mind. Because when you have a strong mind and you feed your mind and you invest in your mind, you read more, you meditate, you pray, you spend time alone in purpose to strengthen your mind and to learn who you are as a person, that helps you to overcome in times like the ones that we see McQueen had to overcome in her life. So I have just one thing, okay, maybe two, maybe three, that I would like to tell you about that. You are the miracle that you are waiting for. No one is going to come and save you. It is you that needs to save yourself. And the wonderful thing about that, I don't know if you would know the story of an eagle. An eagle, when it gets old, it loses its strength in its wings, and it knows that the only power that it has in this life to be able to hunt, to be able to overcome, is in its wings. And then the eagle itself will go into a cave and it will pluck its own wings out for new wings to come out. So that is exactly you meditating, you praying, you spending time with yourself, you understanding that you are the miracle that you are waiting for. So that is all I wanted to tell you guys today, that when it comes to your potential, what you see is not what you get. There is more to you than what meets the eye. And the wonderful thing, you are the sperm that won. Do you know this? When your mom and your dad were making you, your father shot a lot of things. Shot a lot of them. But you won. So you are here for a reason. You may lose as much as you may lose, but you will win more if you invest in your mind.
Thank you so much, Z. That was Mirror Moments with Z. You can always catch her on Facebook, Mirror Moments with Z. Ikhona nje into wena ozathi uyithathe apho uyisebenzise ebomini bakho ufunde. Nkosi, it's always nice to have you. Back to you. Your business is booming now. I'm not sure how you're making money out of it. Your music career is picking up, and you've been in studio. Last week we were supposed to shoot and you didn't come because you
was in studio.
Diva Divine, you are. Where can people find you? Where can people find your YouTube channel? And
so it's Kaylee McQueen Kaylee McQueen, and McQueen with the W. It's QWEEN, but I think they're gonna put it like somewhere here, somewhere there, or somewhere here. So yeah, that's me on Facebook and on Instagram and also on YouTube. So do make sure you follow me and let's have fun together.
When are we launching your new single? Anything?
I don't know when I'm launching it. Like, there's so many nice songs, but I hope you guys are gonna like it. But I'm working on this craft so that, you know, it's good enough. I don't want to do songs because, oh, I want to put songs out there. You know, I want to be like Elaine. Did I mention that I interviewed Elaine earlier this year?
Oh, yeah?
It was the best. That's also one of the highlights in my life. My best friend was like, she owns a production company, and she was like, we need somebody to interview Elaine. And I'm like, girl, I play her music every
And
day.
Elaine is competition. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
We can hug people.
What do we do?
Yeah, we do this. We kind of hug each other.
Like really social distancing,
Right?
seriously?
You know what?
But
Thank you so much for tuning in on this show. Remember that you can always follow or take the conversation further by following our social media pages right at the bottom of the screen. From me, Serena Masagati, Terminator Lively, and my team, this is a Signing out. See you on the next episode.